Family, what's going on? Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you being here. This is Wake Up Bama for January 20th. Family, it takes what it takes, period. In anything that you do in life, it takes what it takes. It's about mentality. It's about the way that you have pride in performance. It's about the way that you start. It's about the way that you continue. It's about the way that you keep going. It's about the way that you finish. I think a lot of the times you just want to get to that end point in life. Am I right? You're just like, I want results right now. I get Amazon whenever I want to. I get all these instant results right now. Why aren't I getting it? I deserve it. I want it. I'm entitled for it. You're not entitled to anything in this life, okay? You're not entitled to health, wealth, happiness, all of that stuff, all of the great things in life. It takes a process to be able to get there. Whether you're working on mental health, your physical health, your spirituality, it's never a short process, right? You look back at the great Kobe Bryant and how he's talked about a lot of life is about the journey rather than the destination. You know what I'm saying? So like, but with the destination comes the late nights, the early mornings, the consistency in performance, the times where you don't see your marks, the times where you don't see the results that you're looking for. And that's okay, right? It's okay to be a dog and have that dog mentality and to fight for what you want and to believe in what you want, right? You got to have that each and every single day, and pride and performance in your work, and pride and performance in how you treat others, right? And taking the high road and being kind to people and just kind of staying to that systematic process. Now, all that said, there's people who live like that, okay? There's people who play like that. Tonight, and I'm cutting this right after the championship game, Indiana football played like that. Curt Cignetti was saying all the words that Coach Saban used to say. Process, organization, surrounding yourself with great people. Indiana finished 16-0. I did not think that was possible in this climate of college football. There was a time during the season where I was critical of Indiana. I didn't think that their schedule, I didn't think that the team overall could really be a team that was dynamic enough to really even beat a team like Alabama, to beat a team like Ohio State, to beat a team like Miami. They did that. And it was really impressive to see that team and how complete they were. Offense, defense, special teams. The three phases of the game, and they got better and better and better. And Cignetti, he has some quirkiness to him for sure, but I think he also has the dog mentality for sure. He didn't smile until the job was done, right? It's never done until it's done, plain and simple. As I kind of recap that game with Indiana winning 27-21, I think that Miami played a really good game. But I would like to high point a couple different things, okay? And this is kind of, and I'll tie it all together, of course. But I want you to look at something. These are the stats from the game, okay? Commitment to running the football. Indiana ran the football 45 times for 131 yards. Look at it. 17 carries with Black, 17 carries with Hemby, right? And what that did was that opened up Mendoza to make some throws, right? 16-27. No touchdowns, no interceptions, but my goodness, did Charlie Becker make some incredible catches. They kept running the ball. They never stopped. I mean, it was 2 yards. It was 3 yards. Now, 4-6 is great. This guy's tremendous, by the way. But they did this all. In the playoffs, Indiana ran the football, okay? And what about Miami over here? Did they have a commitment to running the ball? Hell yeah, okay? This man right here ran the ball 17 times for 112. Okay, he kind of reminded me of like a Bo Scarborough, kind of. Big, imposing back. Had 2 touchdowns, the longest to 57. Carson Beck ends his career throwing an interception. 19 of 32, 232. He had that one brilliant drive that went 91 yards. But I say all that to say this. Indiana is a team that found its process in the new world of college football. And they found their process by working the transfer portal, being smart, getting veterans, right? This is just the second year that Cignetti has been here. Now, a lot of the reason, in my opinion, that I feel Cignetti was able to get to this point and to win a national championship was because, number one, he's cut from the Saban cloth. He understands that process, the pride and performance of what it takes to kind of get there. And one of the things is when he first got to Indiana, he's like, we need to repaint. We need to change everything to be modernized. We need to build a culture. We need to get people excited about being here, right? We need to be tough. We need to be physical. And we need to run the football and break people's will in the third quarter by running the ball. That's what they did. They have 2 running backs, and they grinded those running backs. And they allow their quarterback to really make throws. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I haven't seen a defensive front like Miami's in quite some time. That was tremendous. And Indiana's defense was right there too, and their secondary. So I don't know how many players are coming back for Indiana. I haven't looked. Same thing for Miami. But this Indiana team figured it out quickly. And that's going to be the challenge for the rest of college football, is what is your formula to building your roster? Is it spending time going to 2027, 2028 prospects, or is it allocating that money to transfer portal veterans that are here for maybe a year but are more experienced? Is it about allocating money to get maybe quality 3 and 4 stars, building those guys up so they don't just bounce on you? Because if you're just spending your time getting 5 stars and those guys don't play, I think they're more susceptible to just kind of dip out. They're like, I'm not playing. I'm already came to Bama. Boom, I can get poached by these other places. So I think going forward, retention, super important, maybe the most important thing. Then also grabbing your transfer portal needs of quality guys that are veterans that kind of have an instant buy-in and want to be great within that year because they know that their time in college is up, right? So they have to have pride and performance to get to the next level, to get to the NFL. And then I think the recruiting is still important. You can't let like the major 5 stars get away, but you got to get away from paying like these 5 stars that are completely unproven like all the cash. I think you definitely got to allocate retention and veterans. So incredible season by Indiana. They figured it out. They were the first ones to do it in this kind of new world of college football chaos. 16-0 on the season with kind of like a semi-pro team. But rules are rules, right? They always say, hate the player, don't hate the game. And that's kind of what they did. So anyways, welcome to Wake Up Bama. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I just, I was feeling it. I feel it had to be said. And I would like your take inside the comment box. I mean, was there something that I said that resonated with you, right? Is there something that kind of made your ears perk up? Because I think, look, in my next point is just going right to something that Saban said before the game, okay? And he said this. He said, look, I challenge my teams. And I told my teams every single time that we step out on the football field that we want to be a team that nobody wants to play. That when they see us on the calendar, nobody wants to play that. And, it was like that. And it's got to be like that. They got to see Alabama on the calendar and be like, oh, man, that's an L, like in your mind. I'm asking you, okay? Is Alabama still looked at like that? Or is Alabama looked at as a team? Now we can get Alabama. How do you instill that within the organization? How do you instill that to the rest of the world that this is the same Alabama? How do you do it? I don't know. Does kind of motivation? I think it has to be internal. I don't think it can be strictly financial. I think it comes from within, right? Pride, accountability, kind of NFL preparation, a daily competition among guys that just straight want to be dogs. Savages. I'm talking like savages, right? So with that said, welcome to the show. And if you think I'm pumped up, I am pumped up. I'm pumped up for greatness, all right? I want to see Alabama here. I want to see Alabama at this level. I want to see Alabama winning a national championship. 2020 is a long time ago. These kids out there holding trophies that have dust on them. You know what I'm saying? 2020 is a long time. All right, I know it feels like it wasn't that long ago. It was 2020. It's a long time ago. Today on the program, I'm going to go over the coaching staff, okay? I've been talking roster. I'm kind of exhausted on the roster, to be honest. I think we gave it a day's rest and kind of let it sit in a little bit. There was no transfer portal commitments. I'm not done talking about the roster. We're still going to focus on it, hyper-focus on it. But let's talk about the coaching staff. I don't think we've talked about the coaching staff, and I think a lot of the question marks about this team is about the coaching staff. And you guys want to know, you're like, yo, is there going to be changes in the coaching staff? When? Why not? What's going on? So with that said, let's start up at the top and work our way down, talking about every single coach that's on staff, okay? And we'll start with the head man, Coach Kalen DeBoer, all right, who enters year 3. He has 20 wins. He has 8 losses, went 9-4, then 11-4. It was a step forward. I don't care what you say. It was a step forward year to year. You compare the 2 years, there's no comparison. It was a step forward, okay? Now, was it perfect? And I know the last game of the season makes it feel like an utter disaster. It wasn't. They were inconsistent, okay? It wasn't a complete team. And now I think year 3 is a very critical year because you just have a handful of Saban guys. There's no more. It's like your team, DeBoer. Your guys that you've recruited, your guys that you've stacked on, you guys that you've built. It's your philosophy. It's your organization. It's a pivotal year for him, for fans, and fans expect more. They want more. They're accustomed to more. They need more. And I kind of like ask you, what is the baseline for success in year 3? Is it getting the quarterfinals? Is it getting semifinals? Is it getting a national championship? Is that obtainable with this coming roster? Can you do that? Can Coach Kalen DeBoer put a full stamp on this program and the identity and the roster, right? That's largely his. And I think sometimes people get twisted on, kind of wins and losses, and that's the main thing, right? You got to win, you got to lose. But let's not forget there's a building process that has to take place as well. And the recruiting process has been fantastic. Now, he's got to be able to change with the times and build on those recruiting classes, right? 2025, 2026, which are outstanding recruiting classes. But now, how can you adapt to this new world of the transfer portal and adding veterans to stack on top of those guys among retaining players? And I just mentioned the formula, how Alabama was able to do it just recently. Retained, added transfer portal, top 5 recruiting class. That's a good formula that they have, right? Can you tie it all together and make it happen on the field? Because this year's schedule is very challenging. And I think the biggest issue with fans is the inconsistency of the team. The loss in the first week of the season when you got your tail kicked, right? Then kind of up, then down, then kind of up. People don't want peaks and valleys. Not in football, okay? And the way that you ended was a complete crash out. I get it. You lose 38-35, a long 55-yard field goal, whatever. Okay. It hurts. We can move past it. Losing like they did in the last game is unacceptable, right? It makes you look unprepared. It makes you look soft. It makes you look like you're no longer the same standard, okay? So you have a really big opportunity in year 3 to get a lot of that back. This should be a really good football team coming back. I feel a lot better about the roster, but it all starts with you, DeBoer, and then it goes underneath. And we turn the page now to Kane Womack, okay, who's entering year 3 as well. And one of the common themes that you're going to see as I go through the roster, there's a lot of guys that have a lot of continuity within the coaching staff, okay? This staff doesn't have a lot of turnover. And I know you want a specific name to be gone. I don't think he's going to be gone, in my opinion, okay? Kane Womack. Is the defense ready to be elite every single week? What is the one thing that stood out to you from Miami watching the national championship game? Oh, my goodness. I haven't seen a defensive line attack the quarterback like that. I'm serious, in quite some time. It was extraordinary. Whatever's above an A+, give them that. Can we get that? Do we have guys to do that? Can we commit to chasing down and making Fernando Mendoza bleed? Like, do we have guys that can do that? Are we going to do that? Because we got the secondary, so we can be aggressive, in my opinion. That's the only criticism that I have with Kane Womack coming back. But we did see an improvement with him from 2024 to 2025. We did, man. This guy did a great job tightening up the Alabama defense. And if it wasn't for the defense, I don't even know if Alabama would have won 7 or 8 games, okay? The pass defense was phenomenal. All those guys are coming back. They cut down on the chunk yardage plays. So I'm thinking, some of those younger guys, how are they going to fit in? And can they continue that? And I think, like, if they can just turn up the pass rush, we got a special defense, right? How are those transfers that they got within the defensive line, how are they going to get fit in, and how are they going to get utilized? And do we have guys that can straight up come at you? But overall, Kane Womack, glad you're still here, right? Because there was a time that I think other programs wanted him. All right, Ryan Grubb. I mean, this is it. I mean, you want Alabama football to be better? It starts right here on the offensive side. It starts with the offensive line, clearly, right? In the trenches. But I think from a schematic standpoint, you look at Ryan Grubb and you can understand that he totally underperformed. He has the most heat out of anybody on this staff. Out of anybody, even more than Kapilovic, 100%. This was a guy that was supposed to come in and be the guy, the best offensive coordinator that Alabama has had in quite some time. He was not that, okay? So the biggest thing is, and you've heard me say a million different times, is can you have a commitment to running the ball, Grubb? Can you? Will you? Do you have the running backs to do it, right? Are these running backs capable to do the job? It seems like they are, but they got to get fed. I think if I look at like what was some positives, there were some plays on third down, on fourth down that I did like. Some of his ability on third and fourth down were really creative, especially down in the red zone. He did a really good job in that area. There were some other plays that were a little bit maddening, and most of them were the gadget plays. The gadget plays, I completely thought were almost like it was like tacky. It wasn't cut for this Alabama. Like Alabama, in my opinion, is too good to run gadgetry. You run gadgetry when you don't have the weapons. I think they have the weapons. And some of the times that they ran gadget, there is a time for gadget plays, right? When nobody's expecting it, right? But it was often. How many gadget plays? I asked the morning crew on this on Mondays, like how many gadget plays did you see from Alabama this past year? How many? How many do you see in a normal season? Like 5 maybe? You see like almost 3 a game. So, look, this is who I'm paging. Beep, 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 beep. 2023 Ryan Grubb. Where you at, bro? The guy that Saban wanted. The guy that Saban brought in and tried to get from DeBoer. Where's that guy? We think you're in there, bro. There's a lot of people that still have confidence that Alabama could turn around on offense. You got a quarterback. You got 2 quarterbacks now that are fully your guys that you recruited specifically for this offense. Ty Simpson and Jalen Milroe were not those guys. Those were Saban guys. These are your guys. Is that going to make all the difference in the world? You got a completely new offensive line, right? There better not be a fallback on the offense. You better take a big step forward, 100%. Robert Gillespie entering year 6 as the running backs coach, right? What is he going to do to kind of get those starters in the right position? He has a variety. You have your bigger backs. You have your speed backs. You have your all-purpose backs. I think you got to get A.K. Deer in the mix. I think you need to voice up and be like, yo, we need to start running the ball more. Yo, these guys are hungry. How are you going to utilize Xavier Crowell, and how are you going to develop him? It seems like it's been a minute since Alabama has been sending a running back to the NFL. Am I right? Who was the last guy? There's your trivia question. Last Alabama running back to go into the NFL draft and kind of be like a guy, right? Okay, Freddie Roach also going into year 6. Freddie Roach gets a lot of heat. People are like, yo, he's good, he's bad, he can't develop, he can't recruit. I don't know. I've never really seen that be an issue. But we have to figure out how to duplicate what Miami was doing. And do we have guys that have the mentality to do that? And do we have the schematics to be able to do that as well? How can we elevate some of those returners? I know you guys are like, yo, we got Ezekiel, we got Isaiah Faga, London Simmons. Those guys are really good. Simmons is extraordinary. Get those guys better. And how can you elevate the play of transfers like Terrence Green, Zulu, who you have coming in, right? And then also D. Tompkins, the USC transfer, right? There's a lot of talent to work with within the band at the defensive line, okay? He's responsible for developing that culture of that defensive line. It should be big, nasty, and just absolutely coming towards you, right? Okay, Mo Lindquist. All right, this guy has the most veteran group in college football. A+ across the board. Can you got these guys even better? Like this guy coached in the NFL. He was a head football coach. what he's doing right now with that second, he turned all those guys up. You talk about development. Let me ask you, okay, because we get to the offensive line coach next. But let me ask you a question, kind of setting it up. Did you see development from Xavier Brown from year 1 to year 2? Did you see development from Red Morgan from year 1 to year 2? Did you see development from pretty much every guy in the secondary from year 1 to year 2 under Mo Lindquist, who enters year 3? I would say, yeah, for the most part, yes, a lot. Now, he's got a lot of experience. This should set up a perfect year for him, okay? He's got depth. He's got starters. So, I mean, this guy is probably our guy right now. But we go to the next guy, which is Coach Kapilovic, who, by the way, has been recruiting his tail off. And I know that you want this guy gone. I think if he was gone, you probably don't get all the linemen that you just got. Now, that's just faith. Those are just facts. But I think he's on the chopping block, at least by fans. Fans want him gone. He's entering year 3, right? He's got a complete new offensive line. But I ask you the same question that I asked you about Mo Lindquist. Did you see improvement jumps from the offensive line? Like from Caden Proctor? I've been asking that a lot lately. Caden Proctor, Parker Brailsford, I don't know, Jaden Roberts, who was kind of, injured. Gino Vandermark. Did you see Wilcom Formby? Did you see those guys improve from the first year that they were under him to the second year? I didn't. Caden Proctor, I feel he could be better. Christian Robinson, outside linebackers coach, right? He's got some woofs. He got Yanzi. He's got Justin Hill. He's got some other guys that are in the tank. And to be honest, I think he's done a pretty good job with those guys. He's had a lot of talent to work with. I'd love to coach that position. That'd be a fun position because you have so many dogs right there, right? Brian Ellis is going to be the new quarterbacks coach. That's a big role, right? You got 2 of the most coveted quarterbacks that you ever had. They switched him from tight ends to coaching the quarterbacks. I do feel like we've had a lot of quarterback coaching changeover within the last couple years, and I think it's kind of short-changed the quarterback room. Brian Ellis worked with the quarterbacks, I think, at Georgia Southern and I think at USC. So we'll see how that goes. But can you elevate that room? Can you get those guys ready to go? Because no matter how you spin it, these guys are going to be young, okay? Jason Jones, he's a defensive backs coach. This will be year 2. How can he continue to help elevate Mo Lindquist? Just stay there, bro. Whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. And Chuck Morrell, he'll be coaching the inside backers. Now, this is the first year that he's not going to have Deontay Lawson, right? That's going to be tough. So now, who's going to be your leader in there? It seems like the veteran is going to be Caleb Woodson from Virginia Tech. But how are you getting those younger guys ready to go? Daryl Duke Johnson, right? Abdul Sanders, Luke Metz. Where are we at from the kind of turn-up standpoint, and what can you do with them from springtime into the season? Even guys like QB Reese and Caden Jones. Jay Nunez, a lot of people talking about him. He's special teams. That's an area where I do feel that Alabama upgraded, right? In terms of the special teams guys that they brought in, at least on paper, Lorcan Quinn, Adam Watford, Ethan Tangle, the long snapper. We need to see improvement there. Watching the national championship game, that those teams are really good on special teams. I know Miami missed a field goal, but the punter was good. Indiana's punter was great. Indiana had a really good field goal kicker. Special teams made a big block, right? It was a real changing point in the game. Derek Nix, first year, right? Coaching the wide receivers. What type of coach is he? Is he going to have like that dog mentality? Kind of seems like he does. Kind of like a no-nonsense type guy. From the area. SEC ties, a lot of experience. You got a lot of weapons too. But we need NFL guys. We need the wide receivers to be NFL guys, okay? Because for a while, we had like the rideouts. We need those guys. I felt the wide receivers were good this past year, but not great, not elite, not like dominating. These wide receivers at Indiana were better than ours. We got guys, develop them, you know what I'm saying? I'm excited to see what he can do with the room. Plus, Jamarcus Shepard kind of had that sauce, that juice. Does he have it? I don't know. We'll have to see. So that's kind of the coaching recap. What you guys think about Alabama's coaching staff? Let me know inside the comment box. A couple more things to go over before we get to the call-in portion. You got a new wide receiver just to kind of keep tabs on. I don't know how much he's in play, but Ian Duarte, all right? So Ian Duarte out of Idaho State, all right? 5'8", 170 pounds, kind of little scat, wide receiver. Over the last 2 seasons, nearly 100 balls, 1,000 yards, and 6 tutties. So kind of just a name to keep on the radar. I haven't heard an update on Nico Brown out of Yale. We'll kind of see how that goes. I know that the coaches right now are on the road in terms of, recruiting class of 2027 guys, right? And like I said, I think the philosophy completely has to change about recruiting. It's like how much it's clearly important to start recruiting 2027, 2028. But like I just said at the beginning of the show, allocating that money to the right spots is the most important thing. Like you have the number 1 quarterback in the nation, Elijah Haven, who's going to demand a lot of money, 100%. And it's like, do you go all in someone like that? Is that the right thing to do? Is that the right way to play it? What if he's demanding like $5 million? You pay him this, whatever it is, and then, a couple of years later, Miami comes and just buys him for like $15 million, just like they did the Duke quarterback. Last thing I want to hit on before I get to the call-in portion, and let me know, and as I always say, fam, please hit the thumbs up. All right, let's get over 500 thumbs up. More than that, whatever we can do, let's smash it. Share it with your friends. If you're feeling the energy, please put my heart and my soul into every single podcast. All right. And I thank you so much. And I didn't get a chance to update this next graphic, but we have a new Wake Up Bama sponsor. All right. Which is Byron, who just joined on Monday night. So thank you. I update this every once in a while, but to become a Wake Up Bama sponsor, just hit that join button. I really, really appreciate it. And, of course, thank you to Sleeper for being a sponsor. $20 upon the entry. Use the promo code, which is tailgate. Get a $100 deposit up to a $100 match, right? So you put $100 in, get $100 out. Available in 25 states. Terms and conditions apply. A couple other things one more thing I want to hit on before the call in. Saban was talking about recruiting, right? And he says, I think you have to look at who's giving out the stars. It's like sometimes I think they give star rankings out based on kind of offered lists. But a lot of the guys who are ranking the guys that never played football before. Have you guys ever seen like reporters? Look, I love my team reporters. But I guarantee you few and far of them have any sort of athletic ability. That's just the case, okay? So it's like those are the guys that are ranking the players. Courtney Morgan should be, and he does. He has his own ranking system. He's the only evaluator, right? So they always have their own internal ranking system. And that's what you got to be able to do. You got to be able to shuffle through the 5 stars and be like, this guy, 3-star, 4-star, clearly development, but we can get him there, right? He doesn't have to be a starter this year, right? I think it's important. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast, or at least my segment. I'm moving into the call-in show next. I love doing this. I love being here. I love being in this space. I'm grateful for the opportunities. I know, I have my shortcomings. I obviously do. I'm not perfect, but I try my best with pride and performance and to show up every single day. That's kind of my pledge, and it's something that I even challenge myself with. So thank you so much for your grace, allowing me to continue to grow in this space. I've never done anything like this before. Everything that I do is kind of, I feel like I'm on the frontier of like doing new stuff. And, we'll just kind of ride it out, right? I think that's the best way to go about it. So thank you so much for being here. The call-in portion starts now. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Call-in show starts next right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Timmy, what's up, man? Welcome to the show.
What's up, Kyle? How you been?
Hey, good, man. Where are you calling in from right now, man? Where are you on the road from?
I'm in Georgia right now, outside of Atlanta.
Oh, nice. Okay, you in traffic?
Not really. I'm getting fuel right now, so
okay.
I'll bypass the traffic and everything, so yeah. I'm good for now.
Man, once you get out of that traffic in Atlanta, you think like you just are really grateful for your life, right? You're just like, man,
yeah.
You're just like, if you go through Atlanta,
sure,
no matter where you're going, and once you get out of that, you're just like, oh my goodness, thank you, God. I'm out. I don't care where I'm going. I'm just glad I'm out of there. So with that said, man, welcome on in. Timmy, come with it, bro.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I hate Atlanta traffic. It's probably the worst place to go other than Texas. I hate Texas. But, yeah, man, I'm going to start with the staff. I'm all about hot takes. So I don't know none of the wide receiver coaches or running back coaches for the top 5 best running offenses this year. But if I was this coaching staff, I would look at who ran for the most yards this year, and I would put Robert Gillespie somewhere else because we haven't had 1,000-yard running back since what?
2020,
Derrick Henry.
2020, no, 2021. Yeah.
2021. Okay, yeah. I think I forgot Najee was a part of that. So that has to be a red flag. Like you look at everything and you're like, well, dang, what's going on out here?
Yeah.
And I personally feel like freaking we should hire somebody else. And I don't know about the strength and conditioning coach. I don't know much about him. I feel like instead of getting a newer strength and conditioning coach, they should just be in the gym working out all summer, like just working on their strength. And I feel like this offensive line is going to be really, really good this year. The average height is like 6'4", 6'5", and the average weight is like 320, 330 pounds. We're going to be shoving guys out of the way because I think we had Parker Burlsford. He's like 270 or something like that. He was undersized, but he was good at what he did.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, man, like I feel like we will have probably a top 5 offensive line this year. And I heard like one of your Wake Up Bamas or whatever, you were like, "What if you're Ty Simpson, please don't go to the Jets." I believe he gets drafted by the Steelers. If I'm the Steelers GM, I'm drafting Ty Simpson, and I'm building around him, or the Saints, because the Saints don't got nobody either. So if I was the GM of the Steelers, I would draft him. The Jets, they're a laughingstock at this point. They really are. And they really are. I don't want to stay on here too long, Kyle, but my early predictions for next year is I believe we will lose one game, and that'll probably be to Georgia. I hope not, though. But I'm gonna say 11-1 SEC championship against Texas A&M or Texas. We win that. We are number 1 seed, and we go to the Natty. I know I said it this past year. I jinxed this. I think year 3 in Kalen DeBoer era, I think we're going to be doing just fine. Grubb, I want to give him one last chance. It's either he saw the running back room was like, look, man, like we ain't got nothing. He doesn't have good ball carrier vision. Daniel Hill, he's slow. Then they bring in Xavier Crowell. I believe he's going to be the number 2 option, either behind Daniel Hill or A.K. Deere. You have to use him. Like, if he ran for 350 yards in the state title game, you got to find a way to use that man. Like, and catching passes, blocking. Round back. He's your all-around back. With that being said, Kyle, I'm going to hop off here. I know you got other callers, so God bless everybody in the chat. I love all of you. Thank you for supporting Kyle. Man, it's going to be a crazy 8 months because I miss college football already, and I can't wait to see Miami kick some tail. So,
all right, man, take it easy, Timmy. Good luck, man. Stay safe on the road, bro. All right, Timmy calling in from outside or somewhere in Atlanta. We'll go with 501. Hey, thanks for calling in. You're online with Kyle Henderson. Who am I online with, and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle, this is Dennis.
Hey, Dennis, what's up, man?
Arkansas.
Yeah, appreciate you calling in from Arkansas.
Man.
Welcome to the show, man. Come with it.
Just a couple things, and then I'm going to get out your way today, Kyle. Number one, there was 2 reasons why I think Alabama was searching for a quarterback, and there's different. A running back, excuse me. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but even the wide receiver room, when you go after a player like Smothers and like the wide receiver from Coleman, from Auburn, even them recruiting those kind of guys puts pressure on that room. I don't know if you ever thought about it like that, but And I think by them at least putting pressure on the room, it's going to make them kind of step up, and if they would have got those guys, that would have put an enormous amount of pressure on that room. And I think that they were looking for a proven running back to take pressure off our young quarterbacks this year, because either way, they're going to be young. Whether it's Austin Mack or whether it's Keelan Russell, they're going to be young. Mm-hmm. And so I think there's a priority that we have to take pressure off of those guys, especially in the SEC play this year, Kyle. Yeah. I mean, our schedule is brutal. Yeah. When it comes to SEC play, and everybody's schedule's kind of set up like that now. I mean, in every 4 years, you'll be 4 or 5 years, you'll be them played every team in the SEC at home and away. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so you have to build, and that's why the high school recruiting is still kind of important. Mm-hmm. But you want the players that want to be at Alabama. Yeah. That's the turning point of what we need to start seeing if we want to build championship rosters again. We know the landscape has changed and all of these other things with NIL and transfer, but we're still Alabama, Cal.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, and I'm asking in the comment box right now, family, do you think, and this is for you too, Dennis, this is to everybody, but I would like you to answer, Dennis, do you think it's still possible to build culture, identity, buy-in with transfers?
There's a slippery slope because money's involved, Kyle. You know how the world's set up today. Money's involved. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, you've been an athlete. I've been an athlete before myself. Mm-hmm. And so there's a different, but when we were athletes, the world wasn't set up the way it is today. Yeah. Culture meant something. It really did. And just being, there were a lot of people and players and kids and stuff that just wanted to go to whatever school it may have been because of a passion that they had for that place. Mm-hmm. That's what's gonna disappear. Now, it's now changing to where these coaches and the people involved in this organization have to make it appealable enough for the culture to stick in. Maybe retain the kids long enough for the culture to sink in, or to make productive men and football players, and that's what it's hard because we're coming behind the GOAT, which was able to not only create men year in and year out. And when I say men, I mean coaches. I mean, you look at his coaching tree, along with setting a culture into the kids, at 17 and 18 years old, and watching them evolve and end up living out their dreams in the NFL. So, yeah. But Kyle, that's my take on it, and I'm going to get off of here before I get in trouble.
All right, man. Take it easy, Dennis. See you, buddy. All right, thanks for calling in. Yeah. All right, Dennis calling in from Arkansas. It looks like we got 770. I think we got Lucas. Let's see what Lucas has to say. Lucas, what's up, bro?
What's up?
How you doing? How you doing, man? Come with it, man. You're on the line. Go ahead. Take it away.
I'm feeling good, and I want to tell you this about the Ryan Grubb. I'm not blaming Grubb for the offensive line. That offensive line has been poorly since Grubb got there. Remember, it was poorly after Nick Saban was there. After Cecil Keegan left, that offensive line was brutal. We didn't have no running game going or nothing. So I'm not blaming Grubb for the deal. I'm blaming the coaches who we had, like Bill O'Brien, Tommy Reese. Well, look on the coaches we had. It was bad. So, no, I'm not blaming Grubb for nothing. So I give Ron Grubb the benefit of the doubt. on that. But I do think Grubb needs to get better. But I'm blaming him just for nothing. Think about it. It was better under Nick Saban.
Lucas, let me ask you a question. Do you think that like there's going to be some coaching changes now, like from here to like, I don't know, spring football, or do you think this is the staff that we still have? What do you think?
I think we stay with the staff. This is me, and this is my opinion. This is I would do. I will move Ryan Grubb off of the coordinator to help the offensive line coach. Then I will move our wide receiver coach to the coordinator. Then I will move Brian Ellis underneath him. That way he can work with the QBs, and so our coordinator can work with the wide receivers. So that way you will get the both of much worse. So that way. And so I want to tell you what's going to happen with our tight end coach. And I think this is what Coach DeBoer is going to do. And a lot of people might not like this. He's going to move our special teams guy. That is Jay. I think his name is Jay.
Yeah, Jay Nunez. Yep.
And he's going to be moving to tight end. And then we're going to be looking for a new special teams guy in that role. That's exactly what's going to happen. Just watch.
Yep.
I'm telling you.
You know what? You're actually. I like your points. You know what? How about making Derek Nix a co-offensive coordinator and then your tight ends coach? Because Jay Nunez his pedigree also comes coaching tight ends. So that's what they could do. Swap him to tight ends, and then you're looking for a new special teams. I didn't think about that, but that could make sense. And then you have Derek Nix as kind of like a co-offensive coordinator to help where kind of Ryan Grubb's maybe shortfallings are, have those guys as, together. I'm not mad at that. Anything else, Lucas?
Oh, that's it.
Okay, man. Thanks for calling in, man. Thanks for bringing that to the table, bro. Have a good rest of your day, man. Take it easy.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I need to add, I have it down here, to add Derek Nix to that graphic. But, we got Derek Nix coming in. I mean, you guys watched Bama and Auburn, right? Their offense, that was led by Nix. They put some yards on Bama. All right, we got Fred out in Birmingham.
Hey, man, what's going on, Kyle?
What's up, Fred? Welcome to the show, man. Come with it, man.
Man, I can't complain, man. I just didn't want to call in to be a double dipper.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever been like at I don't know. It's different. Like, in my opinion, there's different forms of double dipping. You double dipping with like your kids or like your wife, sure, baby. Like you double dip. I love you. You know what I'm saying? But like, if like, let me ask you, like Fred, if you call me, okay, and we went out and we had some chips and salsa, right? Me and you, like, Fred, Kyle, I'm in town. Let's go to jalapenos. I'm like, all right, show up. They put chips and salsa down, okay? And I took a chip and then I double dip. It would make you uncomfortable, right?
Man, you're gonna be uncomfortable, man, because I like technology, man. And then you did the sound thing too. We did it. I said, man, he's killing me.
Oh man! All right, Fred. Welcome on in, bro. Man. Come with it.
Hey, man, appreciate you, man, having me on again. Like I did say, second time calling, man. I just want to first, man, tell you, Kyle, man, I appreciate what you're doing, man, for these Alabama fans and being the host that you are, bro, because it takes a lot for a person. You never seem to have a big head, man. You listen to everybody as far as their comments and what they're doing. And, man, I push forward with you, man. I hope great success, man. In your future, man, and keep pushing and doing what you're doing, bro.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, I never thought I'd join, like, I become a talk therapy host. But, here we are. You follow God's plan and, you come out good. So,
right.
Here we are, man.
Hey, I tell you, man, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get on my horse, and then I'm going to jump back off, okay? I agree with you totally. I think that Alabama, as us as fans, we realize and we know this is not the Nick Saban era, okay? And the game has changed significantly. These players, it's all about the money. It's about what we want to get. How do we get these hard players back? You made a really, really good point with telling these fans, hey, you guys got to remember, we have to rebuild. The game has changed. These players that we're getting is not just because of just the bag money players. It's about the experience. This is the same exact thing that Indiana was starting to do, and it's the reason why he has that team. You know, the 4-star, 5-star rating in high school, blow that out the window. Players, you don't really know what you're going to get until you have them, and then you incorporate them into your system. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the people are not realizing what Alabama's actually doing, and I like that because when you said, thinking about it, taking the smaller income players, not spending as much money, mm-hmm. but you're gaining more experience on your line, mm-hmm. and then now when you want to have a breakout and go for one of those fantastic star players with a bag, you got a little bit more money to negotiate with.
100%.
And they can actually fill in a spot to where you can end up becoming more effective on the field at the offensive time or whenever we're running plays. Mm-hmm. So the dynamics of it all is everybody's looking at, I've got to be the winner. Okay, I've got to be the winner. The big bad bear can't stay on the top of the hill all day long, people. So what we got to do, this is the time where we bear down. We trust the process. We got to give these coaches the chance and realize that it is players out here that we need the grit. We want the grind. We want the players, like you said, to be here. We want the players to say, hey, you know, it's not really about the money, but I got to break you off with a little something. Mm-hmm. But I still need you to play. Mm-hmm. And I don't want people to pick up the concept of the formula that Centennial is doing over in Indiana. Not everybody else trying to jump on the table. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I think, you know, I mean, my opinion, maybe not yours. I mean, what you think about? I think Kalen DeBoer is in the right direction, man. I mean, I really do. And I mean, to look at it from what we was working with from before, the offensive line was trash. I mean, but look at the experience that we have on the line now as a starting off in the season.
Is that all, Fred? You got it? Got anything else, bro?
Oh yeah. Well, and also one thing too, Kyle, man. I know we do a lot of coverage on the Alabama. Man, check out the Birmingham Stallions, man. Coming around springtime, A.J. McCarron, new head coach, coming up with the UFL league, man. I mean, we need to support our home teams, man. You know,
and now you have AJ as the coach, which I think is only going to kind of boost the identity of that team. And I kind of like that play. Right. It seems like AJ is at a spot kind of like in his life where he wants to kind of get out there more. You know, I don't know like all that stuff like politically or kind of the podcast stuff that he has going on. But now coaching, I think sometimes in life we're like, okay, where are we at? And maybe that leads him. It's just a matter of time until you find what you're supposed to be doing, right? And then maybe like coaching. Right. And then you start, okay, Stallions, you get some coaching experience. Now people are like, yo, you know, UAB has kind of been looking for a coach. You come over here, UAB, and then you kind of just, I don't know, 5-6 years, you see where AJ is, you see what he did on the football field. He's got that dog mentality, clearly. He seems like he's kind of a man that stands on his own business, so I think he's going to make a great coach. So, so I love the idea about the Stallions, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Fred, for the call. I appreciate it, bro.
Man. Appreciate you guys, man. You be good, man. Right. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, you too, man. Take it easy. I asked you guys inside the comment box. I don't know where it came up or who was talking about Keanu Reeves, but yeah, what's the best movie? I got The Replacements. Thank you for adding The Replacements. How about come on, what is it called when they're robbing banks? Come on, help me out. I got Speed. Speed's a great movie. Come on. Matrix, of course. What else we got for Keanu Reeves? What's the one? What's the one where they're like surfing and they're like robbing banks and jumping out of planes? All right, let's see. We got Yee from Montgomery. Yee, what's up, man? Welcome to the show.
What's going on, Kyle, man? How's it been going, man?
What's up, brother? Happy Monday, man. Come with it.
Okay. I got a couple quick points, man, I want to hit on. I want to get your thoughts on, our wide receiver room, and do you think we have a bona fide number one wide receiver, man? And if so, who do you think it is?
Yeah, great question, bro. I think when I look to the wide receiver room, what I'm going to say, I don't know if this is popular or not, but Lazier Brooks, right? And how many times is kind of like a slot guy, I guess, kind of like your bona fide like guy. Maybe sometimes, for sure. I mean, look at Miami tonight. I would say Malachi Tony's that guy for them. Lazier Brooks has it. I think you need to figure out how to utilize Lazier Brooks more. And I continue to say this. I'm not going to sleep on Ryan Williams. Hoping for a really big breakout, kind of not breakout, but kind of like a resurgence of Ryan Williams. Come on. We know the playmaking ability that the kid has. The drops and all that sort of stuff, I think it might have – who knows what it could have been. But I'm not ready to sell on the guy. I'm hoping that Rico Scott kind of does, what we think he could do. I hope Rico Scott isn't like the next Kendrick Law. Remember we waited for Kendrick Law to be there for – he never turned into anything over here. Unfortunately. Built like Tarzan, but like what? What do you think, Guy? Who's your receiver that's going to be kind of like the guy? That's a good question. Could it be Noah Rodgers? I don't know. What do you think, Guy?
Who I would love to see like just emerge, because I think he was about to do it before his injury, and that's Derek Meadows.
A lot of people have been calling. Yeah,
and he never really got back on the field, but he was kind of, spotting, he was having flashes, but he never really got a chance to really showcase his ability because he got hurt and he never really got back into rotation.
That hit that he got against Missouri was honestly terrifying, right? I was like, and Coach, remember when Coach DeBoer was like right there? Coach DeBoer just like ran out there as like a father, just like he was right there, and I'm glad he's okay. The thing about Derek Meadows is he's got some shake to him for being, what is he, like 6'5", 6'6"? Like he's got good side to side movement. And I don't think we've had a lot of opportunities to see him just yet. But you got versatility in terms of like some height, because you got Derek Meadows, you got Cedarian Morgan coming in.
Yep.
So we got a good mix. Look, you got to get two guys in. People have been asking about Nico Brown from Yale. In my opinion, I don't think you get him, but you can get some other complementary pieces to kind of fill in. But you got some guys, but I think, to be honest, that's a damn good question. It's like, do you have like a bona fide guy? Because the guy who would turn into that guy was Jeremy Bernard, and kind of towards the back end, they didn't necessarily go to him that much. I don't know if it was kind of banged up or whatever, but you need someone to step up in that room 100%. Anything else, bro?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and just spit out my other couple of little points. Do you think Kane Womack is gonna be our new Pete Golden? Like, are we gonna miss him when he's gone? And I think Grubb has to kind of adapt to the SEC way of doing things. Like, you got to get behind the rock. You got to pound the rock at some point, man. And my last thing is, do you think Freddie Roach and Gillespie are underperforming compared to their, predecessors? Everybody before them, like, they put number one first-round talent out. I don't know if Roach or Gillespie has done that in a while. Like, maybe was Gillespie a part of Najee? Like, was he? I can't remember. But, that's kind of, terrifying, knowing that we're not putting out first-round talent at the positions that we're known for putting first-round talent out.
Yeah.
D-line and running back. That's scary.
Yeah, especially on the defensive line, right? Good call. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, bro.
All right, man.
I think we got another super chat in for David, who's been awfully generous today, man. Thank you so much, brother. Let's see what you got to say real quick, and then I'll get to I'll get to E's points. I think that kind of on the coaching deal, I think the way that we look at it is like Kane Womack. Yeah, I think if he left, we miss him for sure. Now, I think the number one call that at least Alabama fans would want to make would be like, boom, Jeremy Pruitt, make it happen, and that would probably make the fan base go crazy. You want to see the internet break? Bring back a former coach, preferably Pruitt. That's what the people want. Sometimes what the people want is what the people want. But I think Womack's doing a good job. And I think, like we were saying with the running game, like where Ryan Grubb goes coaching-wise, a lot will depend on this coming year if he can take steps forward in running the ball. Does he have physical running backs to work with? Yeah, he's got a variety of running backs to work with, but he's got to commit to running the ball. It can't just be like, let's say Austin Mack wins the job. We can't just be like an 80-20 team. I don't think like that's going to take us where we want to go, right? So, and kind of going back to Yee's questions, do we even have the receivers to do that? Yeah. And then in terms of like Robert Gillespie and Freddie Roach, people have been calling out Freddie Roach for a long time. I don't know. So I think that Freddie Roach, I'm kind of like indifferent in it, right? I think he's doing okay. And then Robert Gillespie, yeah, we haven't really been like, who's kind of the last running back outside of Jahmyr Gibbs that really kind of turned up? And Jahmyr Gibbs kind of did that kind of on his own account. I mean, he came here and then kind of blasted off. But the last couple, outside of Jahmyr Gibbs, who's the best running back other than Jahmyr Gibbs that's been here within the last like 4 or 5 years? I'm not even talking back to 2021. Interesting to kind of think about. All right, back to the phone lines. And let's see, we got 85. Let's see, we got 337. Hey, come with it. You're on the line. Welcome to the show.
What's up, Kyle? This is David from Louisiana.
Hey, David, I appreciate you calling in, man. Thanks for joining us. Welcome in. Welcome on in, bro. Good to hear from you.
Good hearing from you, too. I have a good feeling about this offensive line that's come in, that they've been picking up guys out of the transfer portal. I watch a few little highlights. There's not many on that Delgado. But I'm going to tell you what, that dude is a bull. I watched him take care of one and move to another, and is 5, 6, 7 yards downfield, still pushing guys all over the place. This young man is going to be probably one of the best centers that Alabama's had in a very long time. I know he's a little undersized, but even Parker Brailsford was an undersized center compared to what we've had in the past, and Brailsford done an amazing job. Defensively, our secondary is going to be elite. We'll probably end up having the number one secondary in the country all year next year. Our defensive line looks like they picked up some really good players there. Now, I want your take on this, and even the ones in the comments. Do you think that the government should get involved with the NIL on certain things? I've been hearing people talk about it. My point is, you get a guy coming in as the top wide receiver in the country, and he's going to make $2 million a year or whatever. Do you think there should be a cap that they make for throughout their first? Say they making $2 million a year, and you pay them $500,000, but in order for them to get more, they get evaluated at the end of the regular season after they play their 12 games to be able to get more money. You know what I mean? So what is your take on that? And with that being said, God bless America. God bless each and every one of you. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, David. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you calling in. David from Louisiana, long-time caller. David's been calling in since I don't know. Dave's been calling in for forever. Do I think the government should get involved in kind of where all this is at? Somebody needs to. There's no rule. This is a great question. Who can really establish rules in college football? It's not college football anymore. It's not. I don't know what the name of it is, but it's not college football. There needs to be somebody, talking about like a bona fide wide receiver. We need like a bona fide leader of whatever sport we're covering right now. And I think like Cody says inside the comment box, Saban would be the perfect guy for this. How do you establish rules? Do we want the government coming in? I don't know. I'm going to say for right now, I'm going to say no. But I'm going to say yes to someone or somebody or something or conferences joining up to really figure this out once and for all, because what's going on right now is complete chaos. It's Thunderdome. Like what happened with with what happened with like Miami just straight up buying Duke's quarterback? Like, come on. Who's to say? Who's to say, family? And we like kind of laugh. We're like, oh, Duke, ACC, whatever. Who's to say that Miami can't come and just buy Keelan Russell from us? right? You're all roll tide until $20 million check for 1 year's on the line. Then everyone's like, oh, wow. It's only a matter of time until it happens to you. You see what I'm saying? What if Texas A&M's like, yo, we want, after Marcel Reed, we're offering Keelan Russell. You know how Texas is. They'd be like, Miami offered the Duke quarterback 10. We're giving Keelan Russell $30 million for 1 year. We got a company that's going to do the NIL with him. $30 million for 1 year. How can you match that? So right now, my point is it's completely broken, like what's happening. There's no rules in anything. And I think, how do you establish, where do you even start? I honestly, I don't know, because I think like think about it. Carson Beck hasn't taken a class in 2 years. Trinidad Chambliss is suing the NCAA to come back for 6 years, right? Complete Thunderdome. I don't know. All right, 250. Hey, what's going on, man?
Hello?
You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Yeah, who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Hey, this is Marcus from Memphis, Tennessee.
Marcus.
I don't know if you remember, I called in a couple of times.
Yeah, what's up?
Last year.
What's up, Marcus? Yep. Come with it, bro. Welcome to the show.
What's up, man? Thank you. I've been a long time listening, a long time called. I appreciate it, man. You do a great job, man. I'm originally from Birmingham, so I've just been up here teaching for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
But I think my insight on this, man, really, like I've been telling a lot of people about this team of last year and this upcoming team, I think one of the biggest problems on the overall team was really, I feel like you said, toughness and discipline and not having that grit. I think the players, you have to recruit that. I think mentality-wise, everyone don't have that feel factor or that dog mentality as the person next to that person or his other peers. I think coaching can only do so much, but the players also have to execute. So a lot of people are saying, get rid of the coach, get rid of this coach. I actually don't think it's all on the coach. I really think it's execution on the players. Some of the players have to get held accountable. Just like you said with NIL, you making all this money, you have to catch the ball, Ryan Williams. Right, you making all this money, you have to hit the holes right with the running backs. So I don't always blame the coaches with that thing. I always got to put players in that parameter too. It got to be on execution, and as well as the transfer portal. Like you said, the big name guys. I think Indiana has been playing chess, and we've been playing checkers.
Yeah.
Just think about Indiana team of the last couple of teams that went to the national championship. Their guys have been in the college for the last 5, 6, 7 years. That's basically NFL team.
Yeah.
Like that's basically NFL players. If you think about it, no NFL team can beat a college team. So how about recruit players that should already be in the draft, that should already be in the NFL, that's been playing for the last 5, 6, 7 years, experience over the star ranking, because star rankings don't matter. We all know that it never really matters. It matters, of course, but we understand that hard work beats talent any day. You get that player that's willing to commit to hard work daily, every day, and you got this arrogant talent. He's talented, but he's arrogant. You're gonna pick the hard working child.
Yeah.
So I just think we behind on the pole, but we starting to gradually understand. Hey, we don't need these big star players. We need players that's gonna mold our system. This year 3 for Kalen DeBoer. This is year 3. This is his guys. Wait till he get his guys in. Nobody else. His guys to see how his system can work. His personality-wise, his scheming-wise, his execution-wise with his guys. That's make a big difference. The saving class is finally gone. All right?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say that. I just got tired of certain people just, kind of blame this, blame that. I think it's an overall type of thing. I don't think it's just one person, particularly like the coach or the QB or Ty or the line. I think overall it was a whole team effort of just being discombobulated because of the unfamiliar territory of having players you did not recruit, having a system that you did not you had implemented, but it's only a 2 year with the system. Roll Tide, that's all I gotta say. And I love K. Womack. I think he should be. We should try to keep him as long as we can.
Yeah.
Great defense, good defense, not great, but hey, all right.
Thanks, Marcus. Yeah, good call. And if you think about it, it's like he brings up some good points. I mean, I was thinking, I always bring up this stat, which I think is crazy. Is there a statistician out there that can do this? How many yards would Ty Simpson have thrown for if it wasn't for all the drops? And I know Ryan Williams, he gets all the responsibility for drops. Everybody drop passes. I mean, I've never seen more drop passes than this past year. Also, and who are the drop passes on? It's on the players. What about how many missed assignments did we see from running backs not being able to pick up blocks? Yeah, I saw even Daniel Hill get pushed back by a corner against Oklahoma. I saw Jam Miller miss a couple times, right? Some of those younger guys, I can't remember what they did in pass pro. So, yeah. And I'm sure we saw from time to time some errors on the defense. I can't think of some examples right now, but you got to hold everybody accountable. But I think the kind of things that we go back on is kind of the development, the schematics, right? Those are kind of, that's kind of where is what's heating us up right now as fans. But, fam, I appreciate you guys. It's kind of where we're going to stop for today on the program. I appreciate you guys. If I didn't get your call in, call back tomorrow for our Tuesday show. We will do a watch-along tonight for the college football playoffs. So start about 10 minutes before the game, and we'll watch this Miami and Indiana game together. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for the super chats. Thank you for calling into the program. Thank you for the dialogue inside the comment box. Thanks for being a fan funder of Bama Football on YouTube. Thanks for checking out Wake Up Bama, which drops every single morning at 4 a.m. And, appreciate you guys hitting that thumbs up and for all the support right here on Bama Football on YouTube. So tonight, watch along right here, Bama Football on YouTube. We'll hang out. We'll watch the championship. I would imagine that Indiana wins this game. I'd be really shocked if we leave and Carson Beck is running out of there with the championship, right? I don't know. Who do you want to win, Carson Beck or Fernando Mendoza? Maybe chew on that. All right, fam. I love you guys. Thank you very much. I'll catch you on the next live. Shoot, maybe there'll be news that happens. I don't know. Stay close. Turn the notifications on. And always back with more content right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Love you guys. Thank you very much for watching today's program. And catch up with you soon right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Hey, fam, that's the wake up portion of Wake Up Bama. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit the thumbs up. Let's see if we can get over 500 thumbs up. And I'll catch you live at 10 a.m. right here on Bama Football on YouTube. See ya.